Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, why am I out of breath? I'm feeling like I'm out of breath. Let me get these cards ready. I asked what this conversation is going to be about, and what I heard is seeing your power. So, there's stuff going on, and maybe you're not seeing how powerful you are. Maybe you're not realizing how much of a role you play in the outcome of every single circumstance that is your life. And I mean, that's the reality, right? You are the defining factor in every single situation you experience. The way you experience it, the way you hold on, the way you bow out, the way everything unfolds, it's really up to you. You have the largest say. I know it doesn't seem like it. You need to grab your power by the testicles, but by thine testiculars. you seriously have to grab your power. Ooh, wait, a power grab? Is there a power grab that's happening in your life? Let's see what the cards say. There's this reverberation of power grab. So someone, something is seeing your power, seeing your influence is now being used in a beneficial manner. Your influence over your life, that is. They want to try and grab that power from you again, huh? That's interesting. Are you going to let that happen? I would sure hope not. Because if you let that happen, I mean, why do that? Why allow that? People will definitely try. They'll try and get you to a space where you kind of maybe passively agree to them having some type of say over your life, because you have to allow it. I don't know, a lot of people have tried to dominate me, and they've tried to force me into their compliance, and never ever will I comply, my dear. So yeah, and when people do that and I don't comply, I mean, really, what happens next? Not a damn thing. They get mad. I don't care. That's what happens. All right, let's see. Ooh. Okay, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is good. This is going to be good. Check this out. You're being told by soul you need to clear some things out. You need to toss out the garbage. Whatever is determined as basura needs to be placed out on the curb. Okay. When you place something out on the curb, I mean, are you concerned about who gets it? I do believe in pretty much all the states. Once you place garbage out on the sidewalk, it's no longer your property, and whoever wants to come and get it can come and get it. Oh, years ago, many years ago. So like I've never really been into like the really obnoxious show of luxury goods. If I'm going to have a luxury good, I want it to be very understated, right? They're spraying again. These fucking bastards. I can hear it. They're spraying from a little bit higher, not as low. Activate my immortality codes. Anyways. So here's the thing. This is when I was still living in California, right? My my father felt it was embarrassing that I was using regular bags. And so one time he went to the Philippines and he came back with a shit ton of fake Louis Vuitton. And I'm like, but it's fake. Right. And he's like, you need to use this. And I'm like, whatever. So I was using the bags as like baby bags. Um, and then I went through something at some point. I think it was like 2010, maybe 2011, maybe 2012. I don't know, somewhere around that time. I went through some type of like existential crisis. And then I returned back to my life a completely different person. Like I went on a full on journey. I'm not even joking. Soul instructed me to drive deep into Mexico. And literally, I was gone for several months and I came back and I was a completely different person. And then there was this notice that went out into the neighborhood that I lived in talking about they're trying to collect as many donations, tangible goods, and all these items would be sold for the benefit of a battered women's shelter. And so I didn't want any more of even the fake stuff. I was just like, all of this is going to go out on the street. And then early that morning, when the collection was supposed to take place, before the people actually came, because in my head, this is all going to go to the shelter women. They can feel a little bit bougie. I mean, it's fake, but they can feel bougie. They can look bougie as they go and try and get jobs or whatever. No, these guys came at like 5 in the morning and they were sifting through everyone's trash that was left out. These are all the items that no one wanted anymore. And they took all the purses. And I was like, oh my God, should I go out there and be like, no, that's for the battered women? But no, in California, whatever you leave on the sidewalk, that's no longer yours. Someone can come take it. Whatever this trash is, that's being clear. This is like, I know people are going to be like, oh my God, she's so blunt. I am, though. I'm so blunt. These are like the trash people in your life. These are the people who do nothing but spread basura and toxicity, right? That's all they do. They spread toxicity. They infect people around you, try and poison people against you. That needs to be cleared out. Bottom line, that needs to be cleared out. If you don't, your summer, and it's the tail end of summer at this point, it's going to be upside down. If your summer is upside down, this is something that is going to carry through for quite some time. We're approaching that 8/8 portal. So you have about 2 weeks left. We have less than a week to the 8/8 portal, and then a week after that portal closes. And whatever the circumstances, that's what's sealed in for, I don't know, maybe about 18 months. Got my breathing all hard. Like, seriously, I'm at a point where I don't care what relationships get tossed out. If I've identified you as someone toxic to me, no, I'm good. I'm sealing everything at least until a week after the 8/8 portal. At least. At least. And when I seal something, that means zero communication, zero response, zero acknowledgement. All of my energy is earmarked for something important, something that I want to manifest, something that is healthy for me. And let me tell you, you need to get very, very clear about the person you have been all the way up to this point. If you know in your heart you have given and given and given, and that is all you do is give, it is not selfish to take a week and a half and be like, listen, I'm gonna be quiet within myself. That's not selfish at all. At all. And anyone that would try and accuse me of being selfish because I'm finally taking some time to myself, I don't give a shit how you feel. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm still a really sweet person. I'm still very loving, but now I'm being very intentional of who I give that type of blessing to. That is a blessing. It's taken me 40 something years to begin to realize the way I love and support someone, even a stranger, that is fucking rare in this world. And I don't have to give it away to just anybody like it's a free sample of some unwanted, unvaluable thing, unvaluable, non-valuable thing. You guys have to begin seeing your value. A lot of what happens in our lives is people who see our value, who see our power, they tend to be the ones that will have one of two reactions. Either they'll appreciate you deeply and feel so blessed that you are sharing even a portion of yourself with them, or they will covet the person you are and the effect that you have on others, try and weaponize their jealousy and convince you that you ain't shit because they need you to feel subjugated and oppressed, dominated successfully by them in order for them to then twist that and be like, oh, it's because I'm powerful. No, it's because you're fucking pathetic and people like me feel sorry for you. Yo, you're the very one that uses your power to embolden those type of nasty ass people. And this is an appropriate reaction to that. I'm done playing along with the spiritual communities that tell you you can't have an appropriate response and feeling towards the very people who try and wreck you. This will forever be the only reaction those type of people get from me. It feels good to get that off my chest. It feels so fucking good. You as my community, you've witnessed portions of the journey I've been on. It was my very kindness that was exploited by the very individual that stalked me for several years, culminating in death threats for me, my children, my husband, community members. Yeah. It was that logic. It was that behavior. You know how much I've spent on legal fees? I had to launch an entire criminal fucking case and a civil suit, and they still haven't stopped. Slow down, yes. Stopped, absolutely not. So now, I'm going to be very fucking blunt. You want to be the next clown? I will fucking wreck you before you even get started. And then I will carry on being the kind person that I am because I can be both. That's what it means to be a whole being. That's what it means to use your power, to absolutely cultivate your space, your life, your experiences. No one's going to tell me what kind of day I'm going to have. You can be a crap ass person, and I can witness that and be unbothered because I'm not you, baby boo, and you have no power over me. None. None at all. Life has flowed so much better. So much better. Now that I've chosen to simply be like, you know what? You want to fuck around and find out? It depends. What mood am I in? Do I want to be your teacher today? Do I want to teach you what happens when you try and fuck around with someone like me? Will it benefit me? Addressing it, will it benefit me? No, I don't have time for you. You're ignored. And then you're blocked without even being acknowledged. Will acknowledging you help me process something within myself? Will witnessing me process something within myself benefit my community? Yes. ooh, I'm going to take this head on. I will address you head on. You're not going to expect it. Because most people see this face and they think passive, easy to dominate. You have no idea the type of reserves that live inside me. You have no idea. And let them keep having no idea. You use your personal power as you see fit. What is healthiest for you? This is a process that you're not going to initiate. This is a process that's already been initiated for you. For some of you, you've already begun to experience all of the attempts to disturb your peace, all of the attempts to what? Make you feel afraid, to make you feel some type of way. So what needs to happen? You need to acknowledge, does this person, does this circumstance have power over me? Does it? Am I being influenced by something outside of myself, something parasitic, something demonic? There's a massive uptick in that type of activity. Massive, massive, massive uptick in that type of activity. There are quite a few people that are now being utilized to spread all sorts of caca. Will you give those people access to you? And that choice is yours. Will you give those type of people access to you? Access to your space, access to your sovereignty, access to whatever it is they're trying to access? I wouldn't. I would absolutely be like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Give me 1 second. Huh. Where the heck is it? You're protected as you go through this. You are very heavily protected as you go through this. It's up to you how you're going to allow yourself to move through this. But no, you are heavily protected. So stop being in a space of fear and all of your decisions being rooted in that fear. Something is seeing your power. That's why it's challenging you. That's why it's creating these opportunities for you to struggle. And you might want to ask yourself, why is my soul allowing this? Nothing happens to you without the consent of your soul. And it's not your soul punishing you. Get out of that victim mentality already. Your soul never punishes you. Your soul only ever does what is necessary and appropriate for you for whatever you can handle in that moment. So we have to exit out of that victim mentality. Okay. Why is your soul allowing this? So that you could finally have an opportunity to see for yourself just how strong you are, to see it in such a way that you can no longer deny, you cannot gaslight yourself into believing it was a coincidence, it was someone else. This is the very reasoning why oftentimes you have to go through things alone. It's not because you are abandoned, it's because you are far too comfortable giving other people the credit for the things that you manage to navigate your way through. That's why. So go through what you need to go through, retrieve your understanding of your power, and then keep it moving. For many of you, you're going to go into a circumstance that involves a toxic female, feminine goddess lady in reverse. This is someone who's very upside down in their perception and in their behavior. I'm telling you guys, when we're going to talk about this in the sanctuary after this live stream, there's a lot of information that's coming through regarding Dark goddess foolery. Dark goddess foolery. I can't talk about it too much here because people be freaking out. If I give you guys information, people freak out. I gave you guys that information regarding the locking your mirrors, and that video has gone everywhere at this point, and people are freaked out. All you gotta do is lock the mirror. It's not a big deal. If you want to be part of the conversation and you're not already a member of our church, member of our congregation, click on that QR code or the link in the comment. The only way to access our exclusive congregation space where we talk as a community is to be a part of the community. It's a secure space. And this is where we go really deep into the conversations that I can't have on any platform. It's a space where we can really share of ourselves. It's not a membership. It goes straight to our, oh my gosh, hold on. Sorry, guys. It goes straight to our church. If you guys are not aware, I'm the senior pastor of a church that we started together as a community a couple of years back. And in the United States, because it's a recognized church formation, it's considered a donation to the church. It goes straight to church expenses. It's not run by my processors. It's run strictly by the church processors. So it's a donation. And as our thank you and part of our congregation space, we get to have these conversations. Okay. So let's see what else is coming through. Okay. So dare to dream. You have to allow yourself the permission to grasp what it is you want. You look at that. That's a raptor talon. I don't know if you guys know this, but once a bird of prey, like an eagle, a hawk, whatever it is, hooks onto something, those are many pounds of pressure. It basically locks like that. This is why they're able to dive bomb over something, pick up whatever that is. Oh my God, the other day, and this is how I knew. This is how I knew. I know that people, I see you motherfuckers. Anyways, I know that people have been trying some magical shit on me again, which they always do. There's always groups, they rotate out. You're not special, honey. So I'm like, too preoccupied to do anything about it. I really can't be bothered. I can't. There were other things that I was dealing with, and I was just like, I can't be bothered by that shit. Anyways, Michael tells me to look out the car window. We were finishing running an errand at what time in the morning. He tells me to look out the car window, and we're driving past the field, and I look out the passenger window just in time to see a big ass raptor lifting off. And I was like, what the fuck? Because as he's lifting off in the opposite direction, like away from my vehicle, he had something by the shoulders. And it was a prairie dog that was going like this. I was like, oh my God. He had a prairie dog. Oh shit. And this raptor flew so high. And I was just like, oh, you're fucked, bro. You're fucked. And it was like chunky. It was big. And I was like waiting for it to drop. And Michael was reminding me, those talons lock in. It's not dropping anything. I watched it fly for quite some time before I couldn't see it anymore. It did not drop it at all. It did not drop it at all. Whatever it is you're going to grab for, stop being scared that you'll drop it. Enter into that focused mindset and do what needs to be done. I promise you that bird was not thinking about what if I drop it. No. I promise you it was strictly thinking about where should it go to begin eating its food. You think about too much stuff, and that's what divides your power, spreads it out to the degree that you can be messed with and your plans will be blocked from coming to fruition. Anyone who knows me and the way I function, the way I do my work knows. Once I initiate something, I have a one track mind. I'm seeing this all the way fucking through to the very end. And if you try and stop me, I will bulldoze right through you and not even notice you. I won't even notice. I will keep right on going. And I used to think that, oh my God, that's so horrible. I don't ever want anyone to know that I can reach that degree of hyperfixation and focus. And now I realize the shame that I had for being a highly capable, extremely driven person, it needs to stop because our community needs to see this so that we can begin normalizing being driven, being able to accomplish our dreams, being successful, being able to sustain what it is you created for yourself. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Stop allowing the words of demonic people to ring in your head as though it was the truth. We are more likely to believe the lies coming out of the mouth of liars than we are to believe the truth being lived out and witnessed by us firsthand. Like, what is this? Why do we do that? Why do we choose to tiptoe around the feelings of people whose feelings are so bloated? It's overflowing their space and intruding upon ours. Other people are not your responsibility. Yes, you will come across people who your heart will tell you you need to help. You need to help. You have to. This is something you promised at one point before you even knew they existed. You promised this. Before you came into this form, you promised this. Yes, help those people. But I promise you, the people you promise to help, it's not everyone. What you're doing is being a martyr. And the people who want to feed off of your power, they see this and they exploit it. They exploit it. You guys have seen me deal with people like this. We helped a member of our community recently. They're going through job loss and then homelessness. They got evicted. They needed help moving. We were able to raise $463. That was necessary. They've been trying and they've been waiting and nothing was lining up. And this was over the course of several months. We did that. And then guess what? The morning after that live stream, complete stranger asking me for over 10,000 something dollars because they're doing God's work and they want me to pay for their rent. I don't fucking think so. I feel nothing towards you. And I'm not going to be shy about saying it. And what did they say? God told me to go to you. Okay, well, if you have direct connection with God, ask God for the money. Don't ask me. God didn't tell me nothing. God didn't tell me nothing. No, I'm not heartless. I'm just no longer willing to cut myself and bleed just to let people know that I'm a living, breathing human. It's unnecessary to continue wounding myself, to prove to people who have no interest in seeing the heart of me that I actually care, even about strangers. Stop trying to waste your time, energy, and resources trying to prove things about yourself to people who never had any intention or desire to know about you, the truth of you, your authentic self. That's not to say people don't exist who want to know you, who are curious and want to know more. Those people can observe. You keep moving in your most authentic spaces. You keep being your true self, and you will give them the opportunity to see who you are, how you are, and why they are drawn to you. Again, me being able to discern the difference and move accordingly does not mean I've lost my softness. It doesn't mean that I've lost my kindness, my generosity, and my grace. It does mean, though, that I'm finally entering into a space of existence where I'm understanding the value of it. And I'm treating it as a valuable thing. Know the difference. The world will try and convince you of different things about yourself. The world at large likes to lie. Listen to your ancestors. They existed before the world became what it is right now. They are the guardians of your power and the power gifted to your entire bloodline. So how do you do that? You allow yourself to begin learning the difference of how your ancestors feel and how everything outside of your ancestry feels, and listening to only what comes from deep within. I don't have the answers for you. I can simply share what I've learned as I've gone through the process you are going through right now, and then back away and give you the opportunity to decide for yourself what parts of this message apply to you and how to apply it to your day-to-day life and personal circumstance. No one else should have a say over that. No one else. It's time for you to take your power back. We have about 12 days? About 12 days. Do something powerful in these next 12 days. Make it happen. I don't know what it is for you, but make it happen. Put the ego aside, put the pride aside, put the fear aside, put the insecurities aside. Those things can continue to exist, and I promise you they will continue to exist. Put them aside and deal with them later. Right now, you have something massive to create for yourself, an opportunity. And this opportunity, if you cultivate it just right, you're going to see plenty of opportunities arising from it for the next 18 months or so. And if you handle those just right, you have properly built the foundation from which to live a successful life for the rest of your life. And these people who try and convince you that spiritual people, you should exist in a state of suffering, you should exist in a state of depletion and poverty, they should take their own advice. They shouldn't be asking you for free things. They need to take their own advice, right? Because you're not allowed to do anything that benefits you. So they can't benefit off of you either. They need to take their own advice. While you go ahead and take the advice from your ancestors deep within you, you're getting instruction as to what to do. If you want to work with me and get instructions from your soul of how to start a soul-based business, which it doesn't quite function like a typical business, I would highly recommend you look into the soul-based business mentorship. I've been able to successfully help quite a few people with launching their dreams. No, I don't know anything about business. I've never taken a business class. I've never certified in any of that. Yet here I am. CEO or president of quite a few corporations at this point, including a nonprofit, a church, an academy in the process of becoming a university. What do I know? Not much. I just do what soul tells me to do. And I've been able to help people connect with their soul and do what their soul tells them to do as well, and reach the same level of success, the same level of stability. And let me tell you, if you think, oh, I need thousands of dollars to be able to do this, I launched my first LLC that's still operational to this day with a $30 overhead. It was a prepaid Cricket phone. I was homeless with a prepaid Cricket phone living in a parking lot. So don't tell me any more of your insecurities and reasonings as to why you can't do what your soul wants you to accomplish. How are you going to let me believe in you more than you believe in yourself? Maybe it's because I can see the actual gravity of what you can accomplish, the actual gravity of who you are, what you're here to do. And I no longer have any type of hesitation for any of that. I just don't. I don't. As a matter of fact, I'll share this. Soul has been telling me for the past several days it's time for the next part of its plan. And what's that? I don't know, but it makes me nervous. And I have to sit and ask myself, why does it make me nervous? I just got a notification why Leo should be excited. Leos are known for being in the spotlight. Makes me nervous because I know this next part is a part that actually shifts the light onto me. The time for you to hide is done. What degree of visibility will you have? I don't know. But the luxury of hiding is gone. You're not allowed to do that anymore. You don't want to take the risk, but your soul is telling you take the risk. It's not a risk when you're sure-footed, and you're sure fucking footed when you listen to the words of soul. You are absolutely sure-footed when you listen to the words of soul. It's things you think you might not be able to do. But I mean, can I be honest with you? Well, I'm going to be honest with you anyways. So, listen to this, Kay. You have no idea of your gravity and what you're able to accomplish. So stop acting like you know yourself and allow your life to unfold in such a way that you can actually witness just how powerful you are at this point. Because you're there already. You're already there. You've been in that next part for quite some time already, but you keep looking back. And you looking back makes you think you're still in the past rather than being in the present of the next part. You have to trust. Trust what you refuse to observe. If you just let yourself see clearly exactly what it is that's unfolding in front of you, then no, you don't have to trust because you're already seeing it unfold. If you refuse to allow yourself to neutrally observe, then yeah, you're going to have to blindly trust. Yes, you're going to have to blindly trust. If you're uncomfortable with blindly trusting, then you need to open your eyes to what's already happening before you. Ooh. Okay. For those who will go through this process, you are about to be compensated and you are about to persevere. And absolutely, you should be compensated for your time, your effort, your expertise. Absolutely. 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 Ooh. Michael says, if someone does not have the budget to appropriately compensate you, then they need to work with someone who's in a more reachable budget. Okay, he didn't say that. He goes, that's not what I said. What he said is, if they can't afford you, that's their problem. That I felt that was a little too rude. I felt that was a little too just, yeah. He's not talking about money. He's not talking about their money. Some people are just emotionally, mentally, socially bankrupt. Know the value of you. Stop cheapening yourself so that someone else can afford to have access to you. Someone who doesn't value you, who doesn't understand you. I had this relative, because now they no longer exist. In my mind, they no longer exist. You touch my things in that way. So they saw my crystals. As y'all know, I have tons of crystals, and people often don't understand the value of the crystals that I have. For example, see this little thing, right? This is grade A smoky citrine. You understand the value of grade A smoky citrine? You think it's just a big marble? Don't even look too hard. I got that at a really good price. It has a resale value of someone's car note. Mhm. And so what happens? This relative saw something similar to that with a similar value. And they decided to start throwing it in the air over marble floors. That's so disrespectful. It's clearly not a cheap thing. It's clearly not a cheap thing. You might not know the value of it, the true price tag of it, the resell value. But that's so disrespectful. And oh my God, once I saw them tossing my crystal in the air, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I immediately grabbed it. And rather than being apologetic, because this is how toxic people are, they gave me a dirty look and they're like, you're such a bitch. Yes, the fuck I am. Do you know how much that costs? You going to pay me for that? At which point they're like, well, this is probably like $60. No, the fuck it's not. Right? That's how the people you are trying to keep connections with are treating you. Why keep that connection? They have no respect for you. They have no respect for your value. They want to convince you that you're cheaper than what you actually are. I'm all triggered thinking about it. I'm all sorts of triggered thinking about it. All sorts of triggered thinking about it. Because the way they viewed that crystal is the same way they viewed me my entire life. Just because someone doesn't understand the value of what you have inside you, I'm not even talking about tangible goods anymore. The value of what you have inside you doesn't mean you have no value. They will go out of their way to try and convince you that you do not have the value that you do. I guarantee if you're anything like me, You have that one person trying to convince you that you're less than what you actually are, while you have 20 or 30, maybe even 50 other people who are openly celebrating you, openly cheering you on, encouraging you, valuing you, understanding your worth, a worth that's far beyond what you could ever give yourself, acknowledge as your true value. You're going to listen to that one person, though. I know I've been guilty of that. Not anymore. I'm no longer guilty of doing that kind of stuff to myself. You don't understand my value? Okay, go away. I'm not going to change myself for you. Go away. It's fine. It's literally fine. There's billions of people in this world. Go. You're not going to be missed. And I say that because there are hundreds, if not thousands of people I come across on a regular basis who are willing to be just as toxic as that person that is threatening to go away. Then go away. There's another toxic person that will take your place. Don't worry. There's no shortage of toxic people. Now, when it comes to someone who is very healthy for you, who loves you, accepts you, holds space for you as you falter, holds you together when you feel like you're falling apart, those people, you say, I'm acting off. Okay, what is it? What am I doing? What am I doing? Tell me, because I don't know. I don't notice. Oh, my traumas are rising to this, and I'm unnecessarily being tricked. Okay, I got to work on that. Thank you for telling me. I didn't notice. I didn't notice. I didn't. It's not an excuse. It's me letting you know, okay, I appreciate that you love me enough to let me know, not to tear me down, but to let me know so I have the opportunity to make the minor adjustments that need to be made so that I can return back to my space of centeredness and conduct myself in a way that's most appropriate for me and my value. Your power is surging. Your value is starting to be uncovered. And there are people in this world who are witnessing this while you are oblivious to it. And there will be those who want to exploit it, while there are those who want to protect and cherish it. Choose wisely which ones you listen to. Choose wisely who you are wanting to listen to and hold company with. Because look, the prison waif, self-sabotage, poverty consciousness, it just needs to stop. It just needs to stop. And let me tell you, the people who will tell you like, oh no, you're participating in the program that's enslaved us and you're part of the problem. Money is the problem. Okay. Well, what have you done to take money out of the equation? Because until you personally take money out of the equation, you're going to need to shut the fuck up. Yes, I said what I said, and I said it boldly. Until we all collectively decide money should no longer be part of any equation, until I no longer need to pay rent, mortgage, car notes, utilities, credit card bills, grocery bills, what other bills you guys pay, until all of us no longer need to pay any of that and we can simply exist, well, I'm going to keep earning. I'm going to keep earning. And I'm going to keep being responsible for my expenses, and whatever extra I have, I will personally choose and privately share with the people I choose whatever financial help I can offer. No, I don't share any of that information. If my heart calls me to help someone, I do. And I don't share it on the internet. Why? Because that's between me and my heart. No one else. And because I know I'm that way, I have no fucking shame in earning a living wage. The time for me being ashamed about the fact that I work 7 days a fucking week, they're gone. 7 days a week I work. What do I have to be ashamed of? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. You guys need to lose the shame that you're being told you need to have for what? Are you hurting people? Are you intentionally harming people? No? Okay, what do you need to be ashamed of? That you're taking care of your business? You have nothing to be ashamed of. Okay? Part of your power is in deciding who you will and will not believe the words of. Did that make sense? I don't know if that made sense. Part of you flexing your power is consciously choosing who has a say in your life and how what they say will affect you. Ooh, confidence versus envy. Some of the people who have the most to say about you, they're critiquing you. Oh, I'm just trying to help. They're actually envious of you. They're envious of you. I've come across this. I don't understand what you have to be envious of. Nothing was given to me. I earned everything. I struggled and earned everything I have, everything I've worked for. I don't know what there's to be envious of. Yet there will still be people who exist who are envious of what I have because they feel like what? Like something was given to me? Nothing was given to me. Not a single thing was given to me. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I come from a culture where it's very common when it's time for the adult child to purchase a home. The parents will do the down payment. They'll help with some type of financial thing, whatever it is, right? It's not uncommon for Filipino parents to pay for landscaping of your home, for um, upgraded like stove, fridge, things like that. Um, it's not uncommon. It's a very common thing, as a matter of fact. Actually, it's standard practice for traditional Filipinos. It's offensive for you to not allow your parents to help in that way. I didn't get any help. And I'm the youngest. And in my culture, the youngest is supposed to be doted on. You're supposed to get the lion's share of all the generosity. No, nope. I'm proud of that. I'm really fucking proud of that. My husband and I, we were able to do it ourselves, low income. Absolutely. That's something to be proud of. I don't feel like I was forsaken. I needed to know what we were capable of. And now we both know. I wasn't a fancy house. It was a very small, very modest home. But we did it ourselves. We did it ourselves. I utilized every single resource I possibly could and applied for all sorts of different programs and made it happen. That's absolutely something to be proud of. You see, there will be people in your life who will see what you've accomplished and it's a big thing to you. And don't ever let anyone else diminish that. And they'll be like, that's it. Because I had this one relative who's a realtor who's supposed to help us with with the purchase, right? They were supposed to guide us through everything. Oh, nope. And then when it came time to actually put an offer in and everything, they were like, "Are you sure this is what you want? Like, it's a small home. You don't want something bigger? Why would I need something bigger? Do I throw parties or something? Do people come and visit me? No. This is enough space for my family. This is what we need." Don't let people diminish what you're capable of doing for yourself, causing you to choose to sabotage your own progression. No, that house was perfect for us. It's a very modest home, but we loved it. We loved it. It had everything we needed, and that's all we could ask for, right? The Swan Queen transformation, intuition, patience, but it's in reverse. So, whatever this is trying to prevent your transformation. It's trying to cut you off from your intuition. It's trying to make you impatient with your progress. Those are enemies of your progression. When you start doing that inside yourself, you're going to mess up your whole process. And you're probably going to get yourself breached, parasitic breach. You're listening to all kind of things, putting ideas into your head, trying to create conflict and drama in your life. If you find that you're being easily triggered by things, why? Why? It's very easy to be like, everyone else was irritating me. It's everyone else. They were irritating me. They were doing this. They were doing that. It's much harder, but more powerful to pause and be like, hey, I'm the one that's irritated. Is something trying to influence me to lash out at the people I love, to lash out at the people in my life? Is something trying to create problems? Is that something trying to use me to create these problems? Did I not realize that my ability to hear and receive spiritual messages has activated? And because these demonic things are using the sound of my voice, I don't realize these are no longer my thoughts. Now I'm existing in a space of being strictly accusatory towards everyone, highly offended by everything. No longer in my space of centeredness, my space of peace, my space of patience and grace. You got to ask yourself those questions. Yep, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. That's the inner conflict. The dragon's duel. That's the inner conflict that you're experiencing. If you're having all of these issues, say issues in your relationship, issues at work, issues with everything, you're not understanding why you don't feel like yourself. Something parasitic has probably come to a realization of the increasing nature of your personal power, and they're trying to access you in order to harvest your energy before you reach a point of awareness of how your power has increased. That's how the cycle works. Whenever you reach the ceiling of the level of consciousness that you're at, and you're being prepared to burst through that membrane into the next part, the amount of parasitic attempts to access you, to create conflict for you, it will go through the roof. You'll have conflict left and right. And no, you're not a victim. You're either a co-creator, and for some, you might be the instigator. Something is encouraging you to instigate conflict, right? The web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. You're being asked to tap into your divine intelligence. You're being asked to begin recognizing and learning the principles of causation and effect. Whatever you choose, you will have to live through the effects of that. For example, you choose not to do anything, that's a choice. And if that choice to not do anything suddenly emboldens a predatory person in your life, you are the one that will live with that. It will be you. Absolutely. That's the only person who has to live with the consequences of your choices for the rest of your life. It's you. And sometimes also your children. That sucks for the children. But learn the causation and effect. Many things have happened over the course of multiple years where I chose to do nothing to not correct people who are getting very distorted in their perception of what they're entitled to when it comes to me. I didn't do anything to stop it. Does it mean I deserved it? Absolutely not. Does that mean I co-created? Absolutely, I did. So since I co-created it, am I a victim? No. I co-created that. I gave the opportunity and I allowed the opportunity to be sustained until the negative effects were felt deeply within my life. So what did I learn from that? That I will not do that anymore. But Emmy, what if I have these boundaries and they talk shit? Honey, you know what I learned? They're going to talk shit about you anyway. So let them talk shit without involving you suffering more. They were going to talk shit about you anyways. I'm trying to think of all the people I'm aware of that are talking shit or have talked shit, plotted, done fucked up shit with an intention of negatively affecting me to a very, very deep degree. Um, I can only think of one person. So I would say it's like a 99%. 99% of the people who've done that have done so without me ever giving them a reason to talk shit. The one person, he started it. He started it. He started it. And so I was like, fuck you and your cult. I don't give a shit. Yeah. And he tried to go to town. I was like, I'm not fucking scared of you or your cult. Fuck all of you. Yeah. Yep. He wanted drama. I'll be the whole drama. Just that one person. Yeah. Everyone else, I tried to side skirt and be quiet and kind of back away. And, not because I was afraid, but because I didn't want drama. And I know how I get. Once you start shit with me, we're going to have to take it all the fucking way. We are. I already know how I am. That's the reason why I didn't want to have any drama with anyone. That's the reason. That's the reason. Because I know once I set my mind to something, I'm taking it all the fucking way. You know why I never got into MMA? Because all my siblings are in MMA. Um, yeah, they all know how to fight. I do too, but I never, I decided to not pursue any of those types of like full contact sports. Why? Because by the time I'm in a match, that shit's serious. You're going to physically subdue me? No, that's not a game to me anymore. That means you can tap all you want. I'm not letting go. I'm not going to let go. Mm-mm. Not going to let go. That's not good. That's not the point of that match. No. Once I get focused on something, I'm focused. You're not breaking my focus. I'm going to see it all the way through. So there's no point in putting myself in situations where my own most powerful characteristics will be weaponized against me. Understand what environments you should enter into and what environments are encouraging you to utilize your greatest strengths in the most toxic ways so that you can poison yourself. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not enter into those environments. Why? Because I'm scared? No. Because even more so now, the older I get, the more aware I become of my true capacity. Yeah. This is something that's just naturally a part of me. And it was fostered in my young childhood. That's not going to go away. They say your personality is fully formed by the time you're 5. And then you spend the rest of your adolescence solidifying your personality, a personality that's already formed by the time you're 5. So that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Depends. You can still change certain things, but it's going to take life altering events. Do you need to go through a life altering event to begin seeing how the strengths you have that are being used in a toxic way, in a self sabotage type way, how it's time to start shifting the way those abilities are used? I don't want to go through traumatic events anymore. I used to think I had no choice. The only reason I had no choice was because I refused to learn what I could learn without experiencing the trauma. And now I see my life from a space of neutral observation. I can hold myself accountable for things. And I always have. But I would never allow holding myself accountable to be this space of learning how to modify behaviors, responses, mindsets to further empower myself. I often before used to use my awareness, my neutral observation as a way to launch yet another internalized attack on myself. That's why I have multiple autoimmune conditions. No more. No more. I say we as a community need to choose to just let them see our power. Let them see our power and know our power can no longer be used against us. Our power over ourselves is for us to choose what to do with. That we will no longer operate from a space of fear, a space of intimidation, a space of being overwhelmed by other people's attempts to badger you into a space of compliance. I don't give a freshly baked shit about what someone else wants me to do to further their objective. I don't give a freshly baked shit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was live on TikTok the other day, and there was this person who was asking all of these questions, right? I already knew from the first question, but I was like, mm, I've had an attitude all day, so let's just see this a little bit longer. And they kept asking question after question after question. And then so finally I asked my own question. I was like, "Hey, so got a question for you. Are you asking me these questions so that you could take these snippets of my live stream and post them on your page without giving me credit? So that way, you can seem like you know shit? Because you're not going to build an audience off of me and my information. Is that what you're doing?" And the person stopped answering. They stopped asking questions. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. You thought I didn't know? Absolutely not. I have no more space for that kind of shit in my life. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not going to try and take these snippets you recorded from me and regurgitate them using your own words so you seem like you know what you're talking. No, no, absolutely not. See, the things I talk about, you can't really Google them because these are things that are not allowed to be placed in a publicly accessible space. I'm starting to understand There is this innate value in the conversations that I have with Michaela over here. To me, it's my norm, so I don't value it. He tells me all kind of different stuff, and I'm just like, oh, whatever. That's weird. Why are you telling me this? Yeah. You need to begin realizing that you're being given information directly from soul, and this is valuable information. It might be your norm, but for other people, they don't have access to that. So, what does that mean? That means there's a value to it. And sometimes when you don't understand the value that you hold, well, there will be other people who will be more than eager to try and, I don't know, use you. I mean, this type of behavior is just becoming just so prevalent. It's becoming so commonplace. I have a viewer who was talking about in one of the public live streams that someone might have done some like black magic stuff on them because they were jealous about their business being successful, and that person had um, pretended to be a customer in order to gain access to their customers. Um, I have another person who reached out recently and was letting me know that they had been communicating with me on on WhatsApp. I don't have a WhatsApp. I don't have a WhatsApp. And that my number was from Nigeria, and that I told them that I was going to give them a free reading, but first I need them to donate some money to me, and that all of a sudden I found a curse on them. I was like, that sounds like all degrees and levels of what the fuck, right? Because there are those who know, those who I don't know, but have seen me and understand the gravity of me and what I do. Like they know. I think there's over, I don't know, all those fuckers block me. They block me on TikTok. I want to say there's probably at this point, like maybe 100 or more profiles pretending to be me on TikTok. I mean, I don't know who they are. Yeah. I don't know who they are. What they're saying, they're me. They post my videos. They do all kind of weird ass shit. I never reach out to people. Don't let people take advantage of the fact of an awareness you have about your needs. Instead, empower yourself. Allow yourself to receive the information that you need. I mean, really, the readings that I do on this YouTube channel, they are not confined by space and time. Go to any of the videos. It doesn't matter when it was recorded, when it was published. If you're drawn to it, it probably has a message for you in your current circumstance. Empower yourself. Beyond the mind, the heart beats, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me that you're not allowing yourself to go beyond your human perception. There's a lot of people who are completely unaware of all of these different things that exist beyond what they have the capacity to comprehend. We're in an ascension cycle. That means we are all leveling up, not to the same degree, but all leveling up during this period. That means you're going to feel destabilized. You're going to feel unsure. You're going to feel lost. You're going to feel like you're losing yourself. You're going to feel all these different types of ways, and all of it is fine. Dig deeper, hold tighter, and don't let predatory people into your innermost sanctum. Release a dark wound, let love live. Whatever ways you thought you betrayed yourself and now is a reasoning why you don't trust yourself, can you kind of just let that go at this point? Can you kind of just acknowledge that that was a process you needed to go through? It wasn't a betrayal, but a learning opportunity so that you could learn to the highest degree possible, um, just how powerful you are, how strong you are, how much you could actually handle. Final card, defend to the end, the worthwhile, but it's in reverse. This is telling me you're letting people get away with all kind of craziness. You're letting people get away with extremely inappropriate behavior, extremely inappropriate access to you. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. You need to consciously choose what you will allow and not allow. And once you choose, don't let anyone convince you to go back on what you choose. I'm at a point I will no longer allow even the people that I love. Um, if you're someone that's far too comfortable being disrespectful towards me, even if you're joking, joking, yeah, you can keep joking without me present. Fuck that shit. Keep joking. I don't need to be there to hear it. Keep talking your shit. I don't need to be there to hear it. But just know that I'm aware. I'm aware. And your life goes on, my life goes on, and life will be exactly what it needs to be. I'll be in the environments that I need to be in, environments that are healthy for me, and you'll be in the same environment you choose to be in, surrounded by people who, oh, I don't know, co-sign your toxicity. Y'all can be an entire self-contained little thing if you want. I don't need to be part of it. And I think that's what you guys need to realize in order to truly enter into your personal power. Um, being powerful does not mean people will stop treating you in a disrespectful way. Being powerful means disrespectful people will no longer be able to affect you in the way they would love to be able to affect you because they're inconsequential. They just are. They're inconsequential. They're inconsequential. See, here's the thing. Those people are like pebbles in your shoe. What did you expect to happen if you keep wearing gladiator sandals to walk on gravel? Oftentimes, the pathway to climb up the mountain is littered with gravel. Process that in whatever way you will. I gotta go. If you want to be part of the conversation we're going to have in about 15 minutes, Um, here's where you can join our conversation. You would need to trigger a recurring contribution. That contribution goes to our church. It's not a membership. It's a recurring contribution slash donation to our church. It's tax deductible in the United States. Also, if you're having issues with certain types of pronounced demonic things, I would highly suggest the Ivamofo kit. It is a 3-day luminous ceremony to get all of that caca out of your space. Okay. People have been asking me about that. Also, we have the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop coming up later this month, later in August. If you'd like me to teach you the ways of aura spectra bioregenesis, that's the energetic system I came into this life just knowing how to do. No one taught me. It's not found in any books or any esoteric manuals. I will be teaching this. It is a 4-hour workshop, virtual workshop. You don't have to travel. It's recorded and you do have access after the live event to the recording. So if you've got to step away from your laptop for a moment or you have to miss a part of it for work or an event, whatever it is, you still have access to what was recorded. The first 2 hours have the lecture hall where I explain all sorts of different things. And then the last 2 hours is the clinical. It's where we together will go through the techniques that will help you to maintain your field. Just so you guys know, the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop is for self work. I'm not teaching you to work on other people. It's for you to work on yourself. And if you're going to try and do these things on other people, you're probably going to get yourself breached. Um, and then, of course, tomorrow I'll be going live on TikTok to do expedites, readings, scans, all sorts of whatever is offered there. If you'd like to join, please click on this QR code or the link in the comment. That's going to be strictly on TikTok. I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. And I'll see you guys again very soon. For those who are in the sanctuary, meet me in the sanctuary in 15. I got some big, big news to tell you. It has to do with energy, and it has to do with a lot of different things that are happening with the energy, and just